were going, I thought for sure he was going to set the league record for most saves in a single game. Most saves in a game, regular season, playoffs, or overtime in playoffs? Crazy, right? And correct me on this. Most saves in a single period in franchise history? Get this, Jersey guy. Juuse Staros made more saves tonight in a 3-period regular season game than Pekka Rinne did back in 2016 in Game 4 versus San Jose that went to triple overtime. Everybody's hands go up, way up. Oh, and while you're at it, while you're standing up with your hands in the air because the Preds won another game, give Juuse Staros a well-deserved round of applause as the Preds defeat the Carolina Hurricanes in PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina, Thursday night on the back of a 64 save performance by number 74, Juuse Staros, the most saves in franchise history in a single game, tying third in league history all time for saves in a regular season game. On the same day that Juuse Staros was named NHL All-Star for the Central Division, I don't know if he would have done this performance if he hadn't been named, but let's not worry about what might have been. Let's celebrate what did happen. Preds' first of a 5-game road trip starting tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina against the Hurricanes, and I never would have thought they could have ever started a road trip like this, especially against a team they have struggled against in their building, much less overall. And this is Nino Niederreiter's first game against his former team since coming to Nashville via free agency. So if anybody was going to have a big game, I would have thought it would have been him at forward, not our goalie. Play was pretty even early on, so it never gave any indication to me until much closer to the end of the first period that something may have been happening here, that early on it was close in shots. It didn't look like the Hurricanes were dominating yet. And hey, the Preds were going stride for stride, not on a shot clock, but at least on the scoreboard, because 3 minutes after Paul Stastny had given the Hurricanes the 1-0 lead, play comes into the Carolina zone, and off of a pass, Mr. number 9, $8.5 million man who is finding his stride right now, buries another one into the Carolina net, past Kotkaniemi. His 15th of the season. Philip Forsberg is on fire right now, and the Preds have a 1-1 tie. That goal by Forsberg also came on the power play. The Preds special teams unit continuing to improve. I would like to read for somebody who is better at analyzing a portion of games to know how well the Preds power play has been as of late, since it's much slower start at the beginning of the season. 4 penalties as we reach the 1-minute mark left in the first period. Mattias Ekholm gets called for roughing Kotkaniemi, but you know what? The ref didn't like the overzealous sell job of Kotkaniemi and also calls him for embellishing, and the Preds and the Canes play for the next 2 minutes. Hence said it would carry over to the second period, 4-on-4. Final seconds tick down in the first period. Preds and Hurricanes tied at 1 after 20 minutes. And this is when I start to get interested in a certain discrepancy in the shot clock. Hurricanes out shooting the Preds 18-7 after 1. Keep up with me in the second period. 35 seconds into the second period, Brady Shea would give the Hurricanes a 2-1 lead. But never fret, Preds fans, almost 2 minutes after that, raising his trade value because of the words that from NHL experts that he is on a trade market. Mattias Ekholm, off of a face-off win, takes a blast from above the face-off circle. It beats Kotkaniemi, and the Preds have tied this game all back up at 2 again. Second period progresses, and the Preds are trading with the Hurricanes in the goal total, but somebody is getting higher and higher and higher, and that's the shot clock of the Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah, you could say it's the home team bias with the person who keeps track of that, but no, we can all see what's happening on TV. The Preds are allowing the Hurricanes way too many shots, and maybe they're just not good enough quality shots, because almost everything except for the two up to this point that he has let in, Juuse Staros is not letting another goal by him. He is trying his damnedest. And almost halfway through the second period, it would appear that something miraculous that the refs would not call that would help the Hurricanes to score, and that's exactly what happened, as the play is in the neutral zone, and it appears like Martinook had tripped Mattias Ekholm and stolen the puck away, something that Roman Josi would plead with the referee on, to no avail. Anyways, puck goes into the Preds zone. Jordan Staal gets it. He puts one past Juuse Staros on an odd man rush, giving the Hurricanes now a 3-2 lead, to no avail. Roman Josi was ticked off. It looked on the replay like it should have been a trip. And John Hynes, after the TV timeout, he didn't get all angry like Sheldon Keefe, who got himself fined. John Hynes was respectable, but he let the refs know that he wasn't none too pleased. Canes, with that 3-2 lead, get that burst of energy, and they start crashing the Preds net, putting pressure right in front of Staros, but he is none deterred. They want everything. They don't want the Preds to come back and tie this game again and keep them scared. They turn into Nero from the rebooted Star Trek franchise. Fire everything! Just about 8 minutes left in the second period. Nino Niederreiter finally looks like he's going to score and tie this game, but Kokniev stones him, setting up a face-off. And right off that ensuing face-off, goes deep behind the Hurricanes net. And in comes Mikael Granlund to battle for it against Chatfield, and he waits, he does a couple moves, and he comes around and he finds number 8, Cody Glass, who acts like he's done this before. He takes the pass, guides it home with silky smooth hands before Kokniev has any chance to get over to stop him, and he tucks it home. He doesn't bang it, no aggression. He simply taps it in like he's Happy Gilmore. This game is now tied at 3 again, and the pressure is on the Canes not to let this high shot performance against the Preds go to waste. Under 5 minutes left to go in the second period, Ryan Johansson gets a partial break, and he can't gain total control of the puck, or else he would have had a great chance to give the Preds the lead, and then God knows what the Hurricanes would do if they were trailing in this game. More chaos ensues in the dying minutes of the second period, but Juuse Staros is able to cover up and give his teammates a much-deserved breath of fresh air to collect themselves for the long 20 minutes in the third period ahead. The Preds were outshot 21-7 in that second period. Not necessarily the best strategy, Con, if you want to win a game, and the Preds had almost allowed Staros to face 40 shots through 2 periods. A total most teams give up in a game, not through 2 periods, but maybe tonight will be different. With 1 period left to go in a tie game where the Preds are being massively outshot, the Preds have been very patient and picked their opportunities to score. Can they keep their resolve and somehow find a way to win this game in regulation with no signs that they're going to be able to equate the Hurricanes in shots on goal? As a tease to what is to come, about the 4-minute mark, Preds have a rush. Josi takes a shot, followed up by Juuso Parson, who comes also close to giving the Preds a 4-3 lead. But stay persistent and patient, and you shall be rewarded, because just about a minute after that chance, the Preds in transition out of the neutral zone. You got Mark Jankowski with the puck, and he's got Matt Duchene and Ryan Johansson with him. They have a beautiful zone entry as Mark Jankowski drop passes it to Ryan Johansson as he continues towards the net. Ryan Johansson goes to the sideboard and he sees who's in front of the net and he takes the shot. As Mark Jankowski, who tips it past Hurricanes goalie Kokniev, the Preds now have their first lead of the game, up 4-3. Boy, are the Preds going to be put through the gauntlet now, because I don't know if any of you saw it originally and know about this final shot total for the Hurricanes, or go and watch the replay now. The Hurricanes had 46 shots on net when the Preds took the lead. Yeah, remember how many they had by the end of the game? In the next 13 minutes, they have 21 shots on goal. I got to stand for some of this remaining 13 minutes that I am going to describe with you just as when I watched the game, because I was so nervous for Juuse Staros. Alexander Carey gets called for hooking Sebastian Aho, and the Preds came close to allowing the tying goal, but Juuse Staros held his ground. I was named an All-Star today to the NHL All-Star team. I am going to prove my worth by finishing the job. Mad scramble in front of the Preds net with about 8 minutes left to go in regulation, including Juuse Staros, losing his stick, but he makes a couple of desperate saves, maintaining the Preds 4-3 lead. With about 6.5 left to go in regulation, the same man who just gave the Preds the lead, Mark Jankowski, comes ever so close to putting the dagger in Carolina and giving us a lot less stress, but he's denied. Under 5 minutes left to go. Oh, there it is. The Preds have set a franchise record with Juuse Staros making a save on Carolina's 62nd shot on goal. That means a new franchise record for saves in a regular season game. But hey, there's still time left. That stat doesn't matter if the Preds and Juuse Staros let Carolina score a 4th goal with about 3:40 left to go in regulation. Here is the make or break moment. A man who has been so snake bitten not to score a goal. He's more known for the unfortunate instances like this when he takes a penalty. Tanner Jeannot hooks down Victor Faust, giving the Hurricanes probably their last best hope, a power play to try and tie this game at 4. On that power play, the Hurricanes would come oh so close. Preds working hard, not just Staros, with about 30 seconds left to go in that man advantage. Jeremy Liaison with a perfect block with about 30 seconds left. And finally, just as the power play is about to expire, Yakov Trenin works his way out into the neutral zone, just over the center ice line, and dumps the puck into the Canes zone, ensuring that the Preds have killed off the penalty against them. With about 90 seconds left to go, the Hurricanes finally decide to pull their goalie. With about 50 seconds left to go in regulation, after some high intense pressure, the Preds would ice it, and it comes oh so close, and it hits the post, or else it would have been an empty net if it just gone a little bit the other way. Last rush by the Hurricanes with about 25 seconds left. The Preds stifle them there too. The puck comes out into the neutral zone. There is Colton Sissons, having all day, takes a breath, gets control of the puck. He can put this one to bed, goes in untouched into the empty net. The Preds have won this game that Juuse Staros basically won for them by a score of 5-3. Juuse Staros has not just set a record for most saves in a regular season game, he has set a record for the most saves in a Preds regular season game, playoff game, or a playoff game that went to overtime. Honestly, I don't see anyone else but maybe Juuse himself breaking his own record, but then again, I didn't think anybody would break Dan Ellis's previous save record. Let me not forget to mention, as I have for the first 2 periods of this game, in the 3rd period, the Preds were outshot 28-11. 28 saves! He didn't allow a single goal in the 3rd period. 28 saves is what you would expect your goalie to make in a 60-minute effort most nights. Not in a single period, but Juuse Staros went above and beyond this evening. To sum up, I know what I've been saying on this channel in all my Pred fan reaction videos, and I still stick by that, but I am not going to take away from a well-deserved, hard-fought victory on the back of number 74 tonight. The Preds deserve to get the 2 points based on his performance alone. Hurricanes had won 15 of the last 18 regular season games against the Preds, but that didn't matter when your goalie is your best player on the ice. I have said before in previous Pred fan reaction videos and other Preds related videos on my channel that I wouldn't mind if the Preds moved to the East. It's geographically closer for the teams they would face, and it would have instant rivalries with the likes of Florida, Tampa, and Carolina. And based on the stat I just gave you about head-to-head, I'm sure Carolina wouldn't mind that. But before tonight, and you know, I wouldn't mind hearing after the game that Carolina was mic'd up for the third period because I wondered if they ever got to the point where it's like, please, coach, don't make us go back out there. UC's not giving us anything to shoot at. Get this, the Preds were outshot by the Hurricanes 67-25, but they could only muster 3 goals past Juuse Staros. That ties third place in NHL franchise history for saves in a game. Technically, it puts it in third place because the other person in third did so in a loss. There's not much more to say about this performance tonight. I'm not going to say anything about the remaining road trip. I'm going to celebrate this great event that happened to Juuse Staros on behalf of the rest of his team. And Preds teammates, I better hope tonight and tomorrow leading into the Washington game that you do anything and everything that Juuse wants. He needs a beer, you buy him a round. You buy him a steak dinner. And barring Kevin Lankinen getting hurt tomorrow in Washington, he plays the entire game. There is no way that Juuse Staros should come off of the Preds bench tomorrow. He does not need to play until Ottawa on Monday. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media by clicking on a channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. Daddy Pekka, biological Pekka Staros, or adoptive father who always looked out for Juuse coming up through the ranks with the Preds, Pekka Rinne. I hope you got to watch this game live tonight, and I know you're all proud of your son.